It's going to show signs of wear and tear sooner. Any dirt from your hands, makeup, it's just going to get trashed so easily. It's just impossible to repair. It's the most delicate thing. If you've had satin shoes before, satin anything is a complete nightmare. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. I am obsessed with handbags and, you know, I'm constantly thinking about them and thinking of new video ideas, so all your support would be amazing. I hope you guys are having a lovely day or night. I wanted to talk about today different types of bags and openly discuss whether I think they're suitable for everyday use. I know that a lot of people buy designer bags thinking that you should get your cost per wear out of the item and that you should wear it as much as you can, but I personally believe there are some bags that you have to wear with caution and be aware of the wear and tear you might come across while wearing these bags. And although a bag is expensive, it doesn't mean that it's indestructible. In fact, some of the most expensive bags can sometimes be the most delicate. You know, I think there are some bags that can age gracefully and others that age really badly as well. And when you are new to buying luxury and designer bags, I think there are things you should be aware of, certain materials and how they wear, and whether you're okay with, you know, different characteristics of different materials. I wanted to discuss firstly the python bags and some exotic bags. So for example, getting a python Fendi First. This is a bag that, well, it does seem like a bit of a smart casual bag in a way. I think a Fendi First, it can lend itself to most certainly be an evening bag, but I have seen it styled in a more smart casual way as well. I've experienced with python bags that sometimes they can not age the best, and that's why I don't always go for some exotic bags, not to mention they're really expensive, but the scales can lift, it can get a bit flaky, and I think in particular with this Fendi First, because it's got these sharp corners to it, it's going to show signs of wear and tear sooner. So even something like a Chanel flap bag in python, which is going to be an older style because Chanel don't do exotic anymore, but you're going to see that over time the scales will lift, and you have to be aware of how you're storing it. Don't get it, you know, in the sunlight all the time. Be careful not to be rubbing this bag against your clothes because the scales can lift and actually fall off if you're not careful. It's a pretty delicate material. It's not one that I really like the texture or look of either. If you get some other snake bags with smaller scales, this won't be as noticeable, but particularly if you get something with really large scales, I know, you know, even some Celaront bags like the Kate bag or the College comes in python as well, and they're just very delicate. You have to handle them with care. You have to be a little bit more cautious when you're wearing them, and if you wear these bags every day, you will notice that the scales lift and start creeping up, you know, as time goes by faster than if you're a little bit more careful with it. So yeah, I mean, if you love python, if you don't mind the way that it wears, then sure, wear it every day. But if you're not okay with like that crinkling of the scales, then I would probably stay clear of it. Similarly, lizard bags, so particularly in like a lighter color. I've seen at Celine some bags in like a Himalayan kind of finish, like light colored lizard with gray, which reminds me of like some Hermes bags as well. And what I've noticed is some of these bags can discolor over time and go yellow, and this is not from overusing it, but it's from exposure to light and sunshine. So even if you have your bags open and you know, maybe the sun comes through your window, these bags naturally will discolor over time. And if you're not happy with the yellowing of bags like this is another material that I would steer clear of unless you keep it in a dark room forever. I really think that this is a bag that can age or look yellow over time, which some people don't mind the look of it. They actually like how it goes this more beige tone. I kind of prefer it when it's more on the white side, and yeah, you just have to be careful when you're using this bag, and I don't think it's a bag that ages in a pretty way. Lately, I've been really looking at the Joseph Duclos Diane bag, and I was recently inspired to go back on the Joseph Duclos website and look at their pieces again, because I was watching a video by So Enesu about her meeting Ramesh Nair, who is the creative director of Joseph Duclos, and it was a really interesting video, so I'll link it below as well. But upon doing my research on the Diane bag, I found an article talking about how the leather scratches quite easily, and there was actually a Joseph Duclos showroom where I don't know, a blogger visited and they took pictures, and a lot of the display bags had scratches. And because this is a really high quality heritage leather, you'll find that sometimes leathers like this that are highly polished can scratch very, very easily. I personally don't see this as a bad thing. Some would argue that that makes these bags not good for every day because they're scratched quite easily. But I feel like in terms of heritage leathers like Boxcarf, or even like from Hermes like Barenia, or things that can show signs of wear, they don't always look bad. Actually, I would argue that adding a few scratches to the bag gives it character. It makes it a little bit more casual and unique to you. Not only that, but these scratches do slowly fade over time. The bag, as a Boxcarf, if it's a good quality Boxcarf, will develop a patina or will develop a beautiful luster. In fact, I've heard from Hermes after I sparred my vintage bag, is a vintage Boxcarf from the 1960s. Well, I heard that actually Boxcarf is the easiest leather to spar as well. It's the easiest to restore, which was quite surprising to me. It's actually easier to spar than Epsom leather, which is very popular because it's a grained leather and very, durable and harder to scratch. So with these Joseph Duclos bags, it actually wouldn't be something that bothers me. I think adding a scratch to your bag will make you less scared to use it. And I would also say that if you're scared of scratches, it is kind of, inevitable with Boxcarf. You should probably avoid it in that case, because if you have OCD, if you just can't stand a scratch, this is a leather similar to like other Hermes leathers like Tadillac or Sombrero. These are leathers that are going to scratch, even at Saint Laurent. If you're buying a Sac de Jour, for example, the Boxcarf version, although it looks absolutely gorgeous and arguably better than the grainy leathers, it will scratch a lot faster than the grainy leathers. As long as I feel like people who buy Boxcarf are people who just appreciate how it ages and how much longevity it has. So yeah, it's something, I think, a mindset thing with the Boxcarf, and if you're okay about scratches, I think it is a gorgeous leather. And this Joseph Duclos bag, the Diane, has recently been released in a grained leather as well, which is a bit more of a matte finish, which looks gorgeous as well. So if you are scared about Boxcarf, just go for the grained leather, but you can also kind of change your mind about it and understand that over time it will get really shiny and beautiful. Another bag that I think is not for every day is metallic bags and anything with some sort of iridescent finish. And this is because it's harder to repair. So anything that is metallic, it's usually a leather that has a coating on top. A lot of Chanel bags recently have been metallic, and I know my friend Romina Rose May had some issues with her metallic 22 because it was the top layer was kind of flaking off. A lot of people had drama with this 22 bag in general, but particularly metallic bags, like even, wallet on chains, flap bags, the corners will be the first to go for sure. So I mean, particularly like a style like the Coco handle that has very sharp corners, you have to expect that the metallic is going to flake off around these corners if you wear it every day. Now, if you're quite sparing in the way that you wear these bags and you just wear them on special occasion, you will not experience as much wear and tear. But if you wear these bags like everyday bags, the metallic is definitely going to come off, and these are things that are not always easy to repair. There might be some certain bag spars that will touch it up, but it's never going to look perfect. And yeah, in my opinion, metallic bags aren't everyday bags or anything with an iridescent finish. So a lot of the popular Chanel bags like the 17C and the 19S, they all have iridescent finish. And although these are gorgeous to look at, if you wear them on the daily, you will notice the wear and tear on these bags, and not only will they lose value, but it's just going to be harder to maintain. For me, actually, some of these things I'm talking about, obviously exotics are always going to be expensive, but things like metallic and patent, even patent leather, it's hard to repair. Metallic, patent, iridescent, I would buy those in cheaper brands, so like maybe Coach or Kate Spade, if I wanted to buy a bag like that, because I just know that the way that those materials wear is not going to last, really, if I really want to wear it and enjoy it. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion on that. And finally, I wanted to talk about like satin bags. So I know that the Prada crystal bags have been really popular the last few years, and particularly like there's this white pochette with diamantes on it. I know that if you wear that bag every day, one, because the handle is fabric and white, that is going to pick up dirt really easily. Any white fabric bag, just know that, guys, if you get color transfer in it from your jeans, it's going to show. Any dirt from your hands, makeup, it's just going to get trashed so easily. And those crystals as well, they're just glued onto the bag. So if you throw this bag around, be a bit careless with it, the crystal's gonna fall off, right? So you just have to be aware that although this seems like an everyday bag, particularly if you're going for the white color, it's not going to be as easy to maintain as like the black color. And satin is an absolute nightmare. I would only buy a cheap satin bag, because any Chanel satin bag, any Prada, Dior satin bag, once it's like got like a thread has come out of it, it is just impossible to repair. It's the most delicate thing. If you've had satin shoes before, satin anything is a complete nightmare. You know, the way that those satin Lady Dior bags wear with like the little shiny beads on them, oh my gosh, they just, especially in the light silvery colors, it is just a nightmare. If you're going to wear that as an everyday bag, expect it to get trashed really easily. If you're going to wear this as an evening bag, occasional bag, it's completely fine. But any little bit of lipstick or makeup that gets on it, it's going to be very hard to hide. Whereas if you get like a bit of, a bit of makeup on a leather bag, right, it's probably going to be a lot easier to clean than satin. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to talk about that today, and let me know, guys, do you use delicate bags as everyday bags, and how do you find it? Or are you somebody who likes to steer more towards more durable leathers and leathers that don't show scratches? I do have like a Boxcarf 28 here, which I am a little bit scared to use, admittedly, sometimes, because I know it will scratch, but it's not the most delicate leather, to be honest. I haven't got any scratches on it yet, but I would be open to getting like the Joseph Duclos Diane bag in the Boxcarf, because even though it gets the scratches, I just think that bag looks so lustrous and beautiful. And yeah, you can only buy Joseph Duclos, I think, in Paris. You can buy it online as well, but I'm worried that I'll get taxed like a ton if I buy it in Australia, so I would really only buy it if I went to Paris one day, which I'm sure I will in the future, guys. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!